Today, so I want to talk about flipping land. Jason, for us here to talk about how we can flip land, flipping land, how to buy land, how to sell land, selling land fast, buying land fast, mainly rural vacant land is what we're talking about today. There's other ways to play in the land space, land game, but today we're talking about the simple parcels, the simple lots, land, flipping land, raw, vacant, rural land. Okay. There are steps to buying and selling land fast. You don't want to hold it too long. You want to flip it as fast as you can. And you can do it online without a real estate license. So we're going to go over some steps quickly, and then I'll go in more in depth, each one per each slide. So let's run down here. So there's the steps to flipping land overview. You need to find a county and maybe 1 to 2 or 3 counties to start with, and then maybe just stick with one or go with a few. So you got to first find the counties. You need to get the owner data, calculate your offers to the owners. Once you've received the owner data, and then you need to send the mail to the owners. You need to make a decision on parcels you want to purchase when you get those offers back. Purchase the land and sell it, whether that be with an agent or are you doing that on different websites. So going back to find a few counties. How do you find a few counties? So there's different places. You can research the places that have active selling and growth potential. If you want to look at sold comps, you want to look at selling comps, Zillow, Redfin, Landwatch, Land and Farm, Lands of America. There are a lot of free resources out there that you can take a look at that have a lot of details and information. Maybe it's just a place where you want to be. Maybe it's a county that's growing right now in this economy. Most things seem to be growing, but basically just looking maybe for a place like your backyard, like you'd like be. Maybe it's the state you're working or living in. You work in that state. This is focusing on the counties. Those are some ways to find the counties. Next, you got to get the owner data. Okay, so how can you do that? There's 2 main types of ways. You can communicate directly with the county and request a list and ask them, because they know it's usually known as like a tax delinquent list, but you can just go to the county, talk to them, go back and forth. Myself and Isaac, who I work with, we together are Great Land Investments, who I work with. Isaac and I, we prefer to go to third-party data. Now we've used realquest Pro, but there are other data aggregators. Datatree is one of those. Priced, which is prycd. Landglide has information. Propstream is another one. So those are some ones I mentioned because they're places where you can get the third-party data, and their interface is pretty good. And I'll show the interface at some other point in another video, but just want to get those out there to talk about the places. So you get the data. Once you get the data, how do you calculate the offer? You go back to places like Zillow, Redfin, places where the properties are selling. You can also go to the land trio. So it's Lands of America, Landwatch, Land and Farm, and you can see what stuff's selling for. And then you want to offer. You'll usually want to offer sometimes 10 cents on the dollar, 30 cents on the dollar, usually somewhere between 10 and 30 cents. And depending nowadays with the way the real estate market is going, maybe that's something, even if you can add value to the property. But when I started, when a lot of people in this space have started, 10 cents, 20 cents on the dollar was the norm. And then another way that I just recently heard from somebody on infill lots, if you don't have comps for infill lots, if you do 15 to 20 cents on the dollar, combined with the land and the structure value, give you a good estimate of what the price would be, something you could offer for the actual, just the land infill lot itself. So I'll go more in detail over each one of these slides at some other moment, but I just want to get myself out there, give free value, let people know who I am, what I've been doing, and then connecting with other people in the industry, because networking I find is very important, and I haven't been doing as much of that. Next, after you the value of what you want to offer, and after you roughly say, okay, this is what I can buy it for, then you're going to want to send the offers. Most people are going to send offers. We recommend Rocket Print Mail to go through. We've used other people before. There's a lot of different players in the game for that, but we do go with rocket print mail. You can also do text, SMS. Currently looking into that right now. I'm not currently doing that, but we're looking at sending out skip tracing and getting data and then doing SMS texting. I know there's certain rules and regulations you got to worry about, but anyways, so you take that, you send out the offers, and then the idea behind that is you're going to get what I call the wave of hate. The people are going to be very upset at you. That's just the name of the game. So that's why you usually get a phone number that's set to a Google Voice or some other process that goes to, we prefer it go to a call center, and the call center then takes those calls and takes notes for us, and we decide if it's a happy seller, cool. If somebody angry at us, we just on. Sometimes you can get on the phone with those angry ones. I don't. Yeah, we avoid that, but just the people who are interested in selling. And so that wave of love, it might be coming from a fax. We have a virtual fax machine. It might come back in a letter format, and it might come back in a call. Just different ways that it comes in. Excuse me. So we take that information and we do some due diligence. So you decide on which parcels you want to buy. You determine the properties you can legally buy. And so through due diligence, what are those things? Researching taxes, the access, the flood zone, title research, so review of chain of title, verify the ownership, county research. You want to find and verify utilities, buildability, easements. You just want to make sure it's something that you do want to buy, because maybe maybe there's a Tom Senior and Tom Jr., same name, but actually Tom Senior passed away, but Tom Jr. wants to make it sound like it's in his name, but it's not. So clarify that it's truly the person that can sell it to you. And then purchase the property. So how do you purchase it? You can go through title purchasing it from them, depending. One of our favorite ways is to go to notary. You can go to notary123.com and find a notary local. We'll send out the money, cashier's check, sometimes straight Zelle payment, just depending on how comfortable we feel. You can go through title, like I said. We end up using notarize.com, and that's a way that we can get stuff purchased from people. And then also how people purchase land from us. You got to look at the deed creation, filing, recording management, all those kind of things. And then sell your land, right? Once it's under your name, once it's recorded, and you've got it. And maybe not even once it's recorded, you've got the purchase agreement. It's on the process. I recommend that once it's in your name, and there's ways to make it happen quicker. There's online filing, which can get days instead of months with some counties. So you're looking to sell your land. What do? We have our own website, but we also have a subscription to different places to sell it. So there's the trio of land, which we have Land of America, Landwatch, Land and Farm, social media listings. You got Zillow, Redfin. There's different ones out there too. You can get websites from different companies that others land, third parties, people that softwares. That's kind of what they're helping people with. And so there's a few of those out there that I'll go in more in depth about too. And we'll talk about. I delve in and maybe reach out to those people and find out what they're doing in the land space and see how they can add value. Anyway, yeah, different ways to put it out there. So a powerful way is building an email or / text list. So build an email and a text list so that you can send out the deal of the week, new deals coming in, the new pieces of land. And that's pretty much how you can do it. Now, this is probably something that one person could do, take a lot of work, and you're probably going to be able to do 20 to 50 deals with maybe not to say very little help, but you could probably do it 1 or 2 people on your team if you want to scale up and do more deals, get more of a team in place. But there's also real estate agents. You can use real estate agents. And then like I'm trying to do now, build a network of other people in the land space and share deals, learn, maybe wholesale to somebody else and work on bigger deals as well. So it's just a matter of time and effort and work, and don't ever think it's going to happen right away. Just spend time, try and enjoy the grind as much as you can. And that is how you buy and sell land. Land flipping. Let's